we were burning so much, the music was flying around. Thank you everybody for watching my video, and if you enjoyed it, please subscribe and also turn on notifications. And if you really love my video, please support me by joining my Patreon and become a patron. That way you can get some cool perks, so please support me there, and I hope to see you on Patreon. Hey, how's everybody doing? So I'm live now, and I see one person on there so far. I don't know who that is, but I wanted to talk about sight reading, and please, send me some questions if you're watching right now. I see 4 people up there. So just to get started, you should know how to read all kinds of different things. What's hard about the guitar is reading itself. So, like, this is the book I like to use for sight reading. It's a Modern Method for Guitar by William Levitt. A lot of my students use it. It's, and when I studied at Berkeley, this is the book that they use for performance majors. So it just teaches you basically, how to read notation, which is very, very important for, playing. But it doesn't teach you with tabs, like, which you should know how to do too, but there's a problem with tablature. So what happens is it actually, I'm actually hearing an echo. This is kind of weird, but the tabs make you so that's the problem with tablature. So I'll show you something. Here's a lesson that I wrote. What it is that it has chord, and then you have tabs on the bottom. So that's okay, because the thing is, when you have tabs, you need to, it tells you where to put your fingers, which is fine, because on the guitar, you need to know where to place your fingers, because you can play the same thing so many different ways. It's good to have tabs for that, but there's indicators in this book right here. Where to put your fingers. It tells you what strings, etc., and what position. So you don't need tabs if you know how. So this is a great book for learning how to read, because it teaches you how to play positions and everything. The William Levitt book. It's called A Modern Method for Guitar. Also, you should be able to read in lead sheet form, like in a real book like this. You see? Everything's mirror image here, but so you should be able to read chord symbols and just single. I mean, you have to memorize what chords are. Like a G major 7. When I started learning how to read, it was really hard to do that. Does anybody have any questions so far? Okay. So, guitar music starts to get hard when you start learning how to look at chords like this. This is even hard for me. This is a Brazilian book Latin book that I've been using, and it's not easy. And even rhythms. So the hardest part of playing music is rhythms and the chords. Actually, I think. So let me show you one more thing that is hard to read on guitar. Hold on. So this is a book by Barney Kessel. It's a rare book. So I don't know how I got this book, but he talks about how guitar players can read in different, should be able to read in different situations. This book's called The Guitars. It's a rare book. I looked it up. So he told me, he said reading music. He talked about one thing that was really interesting that about, and it's like when you're looking at piano music, like piano music is really hard for a guitar player. So you got to be able to read in bass clef and the notation above that on the treble clef. So he said that you should be able to like extract parts from the piano parts, like the bottom note. You should be able to read all this stuff here. And I always thought that piano music was hard. So you have to be able to read the treble clef, and the bass clef together. So like so this is A, C, E, G, A, C. So these things you have to practice, and actually, it's a good thing for you to do as far as reading is concerned. If you're watching this, definitely do me a favor and send me a message on the YouTube chat. Okay, right here. Let me see. I'm gonna write this in. Send me a message. Send me a message. I'm sending you one now. Okay. So I'm gonna take out my guitar. This is ear training. So let's take a song. I'm going to put the speaker on for a minute. I'm going to try to play you. You should be able to hear cadences and things like that when you're actually learning about ear training, and also you should know basic solfege. So if you're playing, one of the first things I learned when I was learning to do ear training is you should be able to sing your major scales and sing the syllables. So you should sing do, re, mi, fa. It's very important. Oh, hey, Reggie, hi. Can you hear me okay, Reggie? Respond, please. There's something weird with my computer right now. Okay, good, good. Do you have any questions, Reggie? Let me see. Questions. I hear like my voice talking like a few seconds after. Really clear. To start to getting into ear training, you should know your solfege, like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, which is your major scale, and because you're gonna have to figure out how to hear intervals. Like you should know your intervals, all your major intervals. Like let's say one, the major second, and the major third, the perfect fourth, perfect fifth, the major sixth, and the major seventh. That's very, very common intervals you should be able to hear. Now, these things you should hear because you hear them in chord progressions a lot, like 1, 4, 5, 1 progression. Different cadences like that, 1 to 5. 1 to 5. So if I'm playing a song, I'm gonna put something on my phone. I think like a like a like a pop song. You should be able to pick up these cadences when you hear a pop song. So that gets into taking off music when you. Let me see something. Okay, now you're hearing me. Okay, there's something wrong with the settings here because I'm hearing an echo. I'm going to try to fix that real quick, everybody. I don't want to end the live stream. Hold on 1 second. It's picking up the. Oh, let me do this. I know what to do. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to. Let me try this again. Okay. Put them. I have to use my. I hear an echo, but it's okay. It's back on now. So so anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the. I'm going to use the speaker now. So so you should be able to hear cadences. So let's take a song like a pop song. I'm going to put something on my phone. I'm going to pick a random pop song. And the first thing you do when you want to take off songs is, ear training is off of my speaker on my phone, and then so it could show you just a random example. Top 10 pop songs. Okay, so let me pick one song here. Billboard Top 100. So I'm going to play a song right now and see if we can figure it out real quick. Random song. So what I try to find out first is okay. So I just stopped. I said, TV. This I can tell already. So what I try. So that's actually the melody started off with. Okay, that's how it started. So that's in the key of E. What you have to try to do when you're trying to establish the song, you have to actually try to figure out what key you're in and try to find what scale you're in. So this is a major key. So the first chord. So what I'm trying to do is only 3 or 4 chords here. So let me move this up forward a little bit too. So it goes. So it starts off with a C sharp minor, and then it goes to A. C sharp minor is the 6th chord, goes to A, and this song is actually called what is it? Dynamite Official, BTS. It's BTS, the famous Korean pop band. So I hear those cadences pretty easily, and I can find them fast on the guitar. And some just listen and figure out what chord progressions there are if I and by ear. Now this takes a lot of experience and ear training. You should know all your types of intervals. So this song starts off like that. So it's just 3 chords so far. So I'll play along with it so you can get an idea. Here it goes. So it's basically C sharp, F sharp, C sharp minor, F sharp minor, the B suspended, the E. And the hard part of these songs I always find is not learning the song, is the form. So and also the arrangement, of course, because it's so and also the hard part is learning the melody to these songs. So if you're taking stuff off like pop songs, it's a whole different thing. Songs off and write on each rhythm. That's a whole different different ball game. So it's important to be able to do both. And what I usually do is this takes a lot of ear training. So ear training is very important, and so you have to learn how to write down what you actually hear on a staff, and that's really that's a whole different skill. And I learned that when I was at Berkeley too. In transcription class, solo transcription class, and that in that solo transcription class, they give you one note, and you sit down at a desk, and they play it for you, and you have to know your intervals between notes, be able to write down the melody solo. That was really hard, man. I remember doing this on 19 or 20, and I was already advanced ear training class, and that was really hard. Reggie's asking me, would you write rhythm first, then the melody? Uh, um, no, what I would usually do when I used to first transcribe, I used to try to find the notes first, then write the rhythm. So let me write that down. Write notes first, and then rhythm. Then rhythm. You can put the rhythms to the notes after. So if I'm using, I don't have my I'm actually talking to my computer right now, and I can't show you some Baileys because I don't have it on my other computer. But when I transcribe, um, I'll take a note. Let's say I'll write a note down first, like this. I'll put the note here, and then I'll figure out later that's a dotted quarter note. Okay, skill. So to transcribe, you actually have to know how to hear how long a rhythm is. So let's try to do an example. Let's look at a jazz solo. Let's look at a Sonny Rollins solo. Um, Sonny Rollins. Let me look for Sonny Rollins. He has a lot of hard rhythms, Sonny Rollins, actually. So let me see. Let me just pick a song from him. So he's playing. There were no. See, jazz rhythmically, most of the stuff he's playing is eighth notes in jazz. So in jazz, there's a lot of rhythmic, rhythm. But Sonny Rollins will probably start playing off the time in a minute. So how would you write that? One So I just figured that what he played there, he was playing on E flat major, the E flat major scale. I mean, his line was based on that. That's the first chord of Sun. So that rhythm is like you got to figure out where's he playing that at. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, ba do ba. So that's the and of one thing that's really important to know when you're actually transcribing. You have to learn how to conduct because that's really helpful to me. So when he's playing, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, and it really helps you find the beat, especially when you're transcribing. We're trying to figure out what where he's playing that rhythm. So it's like 1, 2, do be da do. I mean, he's playing it like that, so it's like now you can see the rhythm. It's 1, 2. So 1, 2, 2, be da do. So it's going 1/8 note, then 2/8 notes on the second beat, 2/8 notes on the third beat, and so it's like 1 ba do be playing on the beat one now. 1 ba do be double da do. I mean, that's basically what he did. I mean, I'm doing this really fast, but let me see. Move back a little bit. Let me play that. He, he's doing a lot of rhythms there. You see that? See? That's the thing he just played. Ba-do-be-ya-bo, do-be-da-bo. I love his rhythms. Um, so basically that's the rhythm I just told you. So I would have to write that out on a piece of music paper. Um, I don't have that with me in front of me. Um, some notation paper, but that would be the eighth note, and that's. Let me show you my guitar. So he's actually playing, and I'm in the same register he's playing. So you should actually know if you're transcribing what notes you're actually playing over the chord. So he's on the E flat. You should know the chord you're playing over if you're doing ear training or transcribing solos. And he's actually just playing the root to the sixth root, or and he's actually approaching the third back to the root. That's a cool lick. I mean, I just learned something new right there from him. You know, and so when you're actually transcribing solos like this, you have to figure out each detail. Now, there's a difference between transcribing and actually taking off melodies. So, what I usually do is I transcribe, and I could either transcribe if I want to, write it out for like, to have it etched in stone, which takes hours actually to get it right, especially like a solo like Sonny Rollins or John Coltrane, anything that's really complicated. Which right now I tend to do that more now because I don't have time to be writing out transcriptions. I have too many other things to write out. I did that when I was much younger. But if you're learning how to play jazz, it's important to be able to be able to transcribe, write these things down. It helps your reading, and also do it by ear. So you should be able to play these things by ear and memorize them by ear. Because at the end, you're not going to be looking at music when you're taking a solo. You're going to be, or you're playing in a band, in a rock band. You don't want to have music in front of you. Like when you ever see a rock band perform, like Bruce Springsteen. I have a friend that played with Bruce Springsteen for years, and he used to have me come on gigs. When I used to do his gigs, he said, music is a turnoff to people in the audience because they can't groove with you if you have music in front of you. And he was right because he plays with Bruce Springsteen. They don't have music in front of them. They know the music. They're playing a concert with 50,000 people. You don't have music in front of you trying to figure out what song you're playing. You should have this stuff memorized. So you should know how to do these things by ear and memorize these things too, rhythms, and that's how you get into solos. So ear training is very important. Also, sight reading. Be able to even write this out. You have to be able to read a little bit. Pretty good. I mean, not particularly. I mean, learning on the guitar is kind of hard. Um, One of the things that I wanted to show you today was let's saying that lick I just showed you. lick. See, I did that way. That's another way of doing it. Same register. That's hard. I just played it that way. See that? I just did it this way. There's 3 ways. I can do it here. To me, that lick is like it's like an E flat chord to F minor for a second, outline the F minor, and then you can do it here. And then that's just in the same register. If I did an octave lower. So that's, these are different things you can do on the guitar. See how many ways I just played that? So when you're learning how to read and transcribe and all this other stuff on the guitar, you could play that same lick so many ways. So what I usually try to do is I try to work out all this stuff with with fingerings. And that's very important when you're playing these kind of solos and melodies that you're taking off. You're gonna find the best fingering. Like when you play, when you're learning a saxophone solo, saxophone has certain fingerings that are more adept for the saxophone, but not for the guitar. So you have to kind of figure out how to play that on the guitar. Whereas, I had friends who told me who played trumpet, say, "Well, man, I was learning a guitar solo the other day, and it's really hard to play on trumpet." So you got to figure out those kind of fingerings. Does anybody have any questions? Please send me a question. I see a couple of people are watching. Any questions? I'd like to hear from you guys. And there's only a couple of people watching today, but I know some people are out of town, and you could watch this later. On the link if you want to watch my live stream. So I'm going to probably do another class about taking things off. But so one important thing is first, like I taught. Let's review a little bit. You have to know solfege a little bit. You should know your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, dos. Oh, let me see more. The guitar players can play fast. I don't think that's true though. Particularly, Reggie's saying that horn players seem to always play faster than guitar players. I'm sure about that. Guitar players can play pretty fast too. They can take a breath and they move their fingers, and it's more legato. The guitar has to actually pick or attack each note somehow. You have to be able to attack each note. But you have to be able to play. I think speed is something that you can develop on any instrument. You just have to figure out you just have to practice and get the technique. The horns can actually blow through, and piano too. Piano plays fast too. I think every instrument you can play fast. You just got to get your chops together and practice. But you have to build up speed and get the right technique. I couldn't get any speed. If you want to talk about for a while. Well, actually, it just took 1 or 2 lessons, and he showed me this George Benson picking technique, and I got made me switch the pick to this, and I played my pick sideways, so I got more speed. Like this, see? So now I was able to get speed, but it's not only your picking. Your left hand has to be able to coordinate with your right hand. So I use a lot of legato. I kind of approach it more like a saxophone player. I don't actually pick every note like Pat Martino does. He actually goes every note. He really picks every note, but I kind of actually use legato, which is I mix up legato, which is like hammer-ons and pull-offs with my left hand. So I'm mixing them up. I'm actually using hammer-ons, that kind of, or pull-offs. those different types of phrasing with my left hand, so I'm not only picking every note. Also, I do. I'm actually writing a new article to be about sweep picking. So you could do things with your pick too that make you play faster, like sweeping. So you don't have to. So because if you skip across a string, you can play real fast. Those type of things help you play faster as well. You know, so I mean, you could actually play with horn players. You can learn their solos. You can play them on technique. You have to be able to figure out how to. I mean, when I learn these really hard melodies, sometimes um, that like I was working on this song called "Got a Match" by Chick Corea, and that was a really hard song to play fast on the guitar because they play it so. When I was learning that one, I couldn't. I had to figure out the right fingering. So sometimes knowing the right fingering or figuring out the right fingering helps you play these melodies and solos much. Usually I'll learn a song by ear if I have time, but I usually just look at the sheet music just because to save time because I can read too. So I think it's very very important everybody to know how to be able to play so many different ways. You should be able to read music, transcribe music, and you know you know write down the music. Do every possible way. Know how to read tabs. You should know all these different techniques because they're all useful tools. Especially if you want to be a professional musician. But I know musicians who are great musicians who like I have a lot of friends. When I used to do Broadway a lot, they were telling me that they know how to read music, but they don't know any songs. They can't improvise. But that's what they do. They play parts, and that's good too. They play the crap out of those parts. And but they're like I don't know I don't know how you put it. Like they're like play those shows really well and do them every night, play the same part, and be able to do sessions like that. But it's not to me. I mean, but they're not. They admit they're not creative. That they don't know how to. They don't know any songs. They don't know how to take a solo. It's another skill that. So I mean, I like the control of what's the word of reading music and playing a part. It's actually a skill and a discipline. I like the discipline. That's the word. Play parts to a show, a Broadway show, and learning a part. When I was subbing a lot, that's what I was doing mostly. And sometimes I get my own off Broadway show or whatever. Um, I mean, it was hard to like. You have to basically play like the dude that's playing the show and play all these parts, and you have to read, and you have to be able to follow a conductor, and play with the band, and be able to play all these different instruments. Like I wouldn't be playing like just like a guitar. I'd be playing like electric guitar, acoustic, a classical, switch, pedals. So it's like a real job when you do those shows. They pay a lot of money, you know. I mean, a guitar chair on a Broadway show is like 100,000, like a real job, and it's only a couple hours a day, so you have all day to do things. But I like the control of the show because you're playing these parts and you have to be meticulous and and play right every night because I guess they would use canned music if they could. That means like pre-recorded music, but it's not the same thing as having a live band. And actually, produce musicians only paying your salary; they're paying your pension, your health benefits, and your vacation and all that stuff. It's like a real job. So anyway, it's a good skill to read. It's a good skill to transcribe and hear things and take things off records, memorize them. It's also another skill to we haven't talked about, which is my big thing on Patreon is learning how to improvise. So we'll talk more about that in another live lesson. I'm going to put that as a subject, but playing changes is like a whole big subject we can talk about. Um, and that's the holy grail of jazz itself. And that people really. Is there any other questions before I finish up here? Um, so you should be able to just to review. You should be able to also and see them. you know. And it took me a long time at 16. I mean, you know, and different kind of music. And the best thing to really do is just read music, because I got a lot better when I started doing these Broadway shows. Because these are just like real professional music, music that was written for, real live, real life shows. Not like sitting at home. You get together with the band, which you can't really do right now. For now, get together, go to play a show. If you're just starting out, find an off Broadway show, or an amateur show, just to learn how to read and play parts, because that's a whole different world. Um, and as far as like reading yourself, just get books. Like I have tons of books. I just started looking at this Barney Kessel book I was telling you about, and he has all these reading exercises for guitar and different patterns. And I was actually working through this book a little bit recently, and different kinds of technique things. And it's good to see different people's opinions and learn different styles. So, if there's any questions, let me know. Send me at gmail.com. That's Ron Jackson Music at gmail.com. Let me write this down for you guys. Ron Jackson at Gmail. Yeah. Send me a message. It says Ron Jackson. Training. Um, and each subject actually should be a one whole live lesson. So maybe we'll do that next time, is just have one whole subject. Okay, instead of having like three different ones you need to learn. Okay, everybody, have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye. Hey, hey, everybody! It's Ron Jackson. How are you? So, do me a favor. Please go to the chat box and ask anything about guitar picking. Today's subject is about picking on the guitar. It could be left-handed or right-handed, and I used primarily the George Benson technique. So you can actually, we could talk about that technique, and also you can also talk about picking all down or picking all up. There's so many different methods to picking. So one of the best things to do is obviously, like right now I'm using, it depends on the guitar too. So right now I'm using a guitar that has Eastman T49D guitar, and you can actually, okay, now if you have a problem hearing me, let me know. So I'm actually playing through my audio sound card. When I hit round wound strings, I tend to pick, what's the word? Straight on or perpendicular. Because if you start, I like to pick sideways. like that. But to pick sideways on a round wound string, you get a lot of scraping sound. You hear that? So I learned how to pick on both types of strings. So I'll adjust. See that? Straight on, like perpendicular. And I use a George Benson technique where like I turn my pick like this. Let me go closer to the. I'm going to move a little bit closer to the computer here so you can see. And you can, and I actually turn my pick like this. My pick is almost like this. And I hit this. See that? Mark Whitfield does this way. Picks this way. Bobby Broom, Rodney Jones. That's who I studied with too. When I hung out with George Benson, and they held the pick this way. Okay? Now, you hear this. There's a warmer sound. What was I gonna say? I'm gonna put this in the chat, but I like to go really fast as possible. Just go down and up. I don't like hitting the pick straight on because it's too much. When you hit the pick straight on the string, it's really hard to control. But when I go sideways like this, I can play. So you could do this exercise. You know, if you're not warmed up, you can get a lot of tension on your picking hand. See that? So my right arm. Some people are left. Wow, fast as you possibly can. Now you can use center. Okay, then you can move to the second string and do the same thing. You do this with me. Now the problem is when I get to the round wound strings, I'm going to switch guitars in a minute. Go to my 7th string. You're going to have a problem with round wound strings doing this because to be able to play sideways, it's better to use flat wound strings. Now, some people don't know what flat wound strings, but flat wound strings are the ones where the strings are all the winding is actually ground down flat, so you don't have any issues. Now the next one is now see now the 6th string. You can hear the scraping. If I hit it straight on, it's still warm up exercise because this makes your left hand do a lot less work. You can play this fast. Now you can do different little exercises too between strings. Like now, good exercise is going down and up or up and down between 2 strings like this. Things like that. See, that's one thing you could actually do. And then we're gonna start working on arpeggios and all that stuff too, and how to sweep with those. I'm trying to see if there's anybody sending me questions while we're talking or texting me about this. Yeah, I would do that to warm up, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, just a little bit to start. Now you could do skipping strings too. That's much harder. So I'm going. You could go. You can make up little exercises. Like I'm going 2 notes or triplet. We can go 4 notes. Now you can skip like 2 strings. If you're actually playing, you're gonna have to actually what's the word? Block the strings to get sound with your left hand eventually and your right hand. There's a lot of ringing. Just down, up, and you should be able to practice with alternate picking mostly. Song scale. Let me adjust this right so you can go. I mean, obviously, and see, now you got to coordinate your left hand. So the thing is, now you can do different exercises with that. You can go, you can do, eighth note. All kinds of exercises. I mean, any possible fingering that arpeggios, like let's say even two notes. I can use sweeping now. Sweeping is what's going down. This way, up the neck. I'm doing diatonic chords in the A flat, just third, C minor. So if I'm going to sweep up, I can go. See? I'm sorry. So I'm only going one direction, but you could actually sweep backwards too. You could sweep like this. Now, if you look at my picking hand, if you have any questions about the picking hand and how I'm doing this, I'm actually still keeping the pick. I'm not hitting the pick straight. I'm not hitting the pick straight anymore. I'm still going like this sideways. This exaggerated upward, wrist motion here or wrist placement. It's not straight like this. For the pick straight, the pick is going against the string like this. You can see this. You want to make sure the notes are separated so you can get cool lines like this. So if you want to mix them up, you can go like this. So I'm going to go down, up, or you can go. Now I'm doing that on actually the fourth, second, and third strings, fourth, third, and second string. You can do it from any arpeggio. I'm just doing the diatonic chords in the key of A flat. It's a little harder. So you can do it that way. I'm only doing 3 adjacent notes too. You can actually separate notes in different ways. You can go 2 notes and then on the same string play the arpeggio instead of going like this. So if I do something like that, I would go sweep, then go up, down, down, up, like that. Backwards, I would go down, down, up, up, down, up. Going up like that, going backward. I mean, there's so many ways you can practice these type of things. You can go, I can use a fifth string root. This sweeping lick, I'm actually going sweep, down, sweep, up, like that. It's a great warm-up exercise for your picking, actually, these type of exercises. Okay, if anybody has any more questions, please let me know. I see 3 people. Now, another thing you can actually do is, so you can start doing, there's different kinds of picking. So picking is not only with a pick. You can actually use hybrid picking. Now, hybrid to play chords, So I usually do that if I'm comping. or I have some other stuff happening, sometimes I start doing this. Turn up a little bit. I'm only playing my sixth string right now, but I can go like this. See, I'm actually using the pick to do the bass line, and then I'm actually I'll do the comping rhythms with my extra fingers. I usually use my second and third. See how I'm using my extra fingers? So sometimes when I'm walking bass lines, I don't necessarily use my pick for everything. I'll mix them up. I already know. So now what happens is whenever I'm playing like the bass line and there's an extra place where I can throw the chord in, I'll just hit the pick with no finger. You know, be able to change up whenever you want between these picking styles. You notice how the pick when you use the pick, it's a lot louder sounding too. A lot not as nice as sounding, or soft as sounding. This sounds smoother to me. If I use my pick. So when I'm picking, that's hybrid picking. So I mean, there's different types of hybrid. I'm just see how I'm mixing up the fingers now. Now, if I can still do the same thing with my pick. I have to really play every chord. So pick, actually, when you're actually using your fingers, you can get a lot more independence with both hands. I mean, I do a little. So that's one way of playing. So I'm using my pick on this one, and fingers called hybrid picking. But also, you should know how to do some finger picking stuff too. I mean, you should start. Picking is a big world, like Tommy Emmanuel is a great guy to check out, man. He's like a real master of like the finger picking and playing melodies together. And some people are really great at just picking. I saw Julian Lodge, guitar player, play really quick picking just on acoustic guitar, kind of like mixing it up, just playing all picking with no hybrid picking, just picking every note. So you can actually get this stuff really, really together. So another thing is just to learn how to do fingerstyle guitar. Classical is a really good thing. Now that's a whole different world because now you gotta learn how to get every note of guitar. One of the things they do is have you play a C chord, do all these different kinds of patterns. Holding that C chord was just as hard as playing the picking. Or different patterns. Just finger picking. And another good thing to do is actually I used to study Chet Atkins, and he was great. You could do ragtime guitar stuff. So I'm doing like a ragtime figure picking thing. That's one of my old songs called Old Country Road. And I'm into this kind of stuff too, but you gotta keep, you have to keep practicing independence. I mean, right hand independence with your picking, left hand at the same time with the bass line going. And sometimes I get a lot, so as soon as I feel it's a 7 string, then I start trying to play it. It's not the right note. So it can get kind of tricky. Does anybody have any questions? Please send me questions. Hold up. I'm going to say, send me questions, please. Send me questions, please. Send me questions. In the chat box on this live stream, please send me a question. So now, some people ask me, there's some other techniques too to play. Like, picking is really important because I don't pick every note. I also phrase with my left hand when I'm taking a solo. Excuse me, and I'm making sure that I don't pick every note because sometimes it can sound really heavy. So if I'm playing really fast, I'm not necessarily playing. Oh, what is this? Hold on. There's a question right here. How does picking vary between 6 and 7 string in layman's terms? Oh, where's that quote? Yeah, that's a good question. So when I'm playing a 7 string, it's a little different because, I mean, not technically speaking, but you have to block a lot of strings now. Also, I have flat wound strings on this, so I can play sideways, except for the 7 string, which is, you can hear that scraping sound. On the 7 string is round wound, but the rest, they're all taped. Only playing that, I'm playing that ragtime piece with my left hand, my right hand. So it's tricky to play that ragtime piece now because I have that low note. I'm not used to playing ragtime on a 7 string. So I could actually go up here now. See, I can get that low note there. Because the spacing is different with the 7 string as well. So I can put that low note in there. I really love that low A string. So what happens is I'm actually I have to compensate to use that 7 string now when I'm actually doing fingerstyle. Now with the bass line, it's the same thing. If I'm doing, I was playing the key of C earlier, like this, just like a rhythm changes in the key of C. So I was kind of doing this on the 6 string. Now, when I'm doing the hybrid picking, it's actually. See that? So I'm actually have to compensate with the hybrid picking. Now, if I'm going to do the same thing with strumming, I can actually go. I can go. So you should be able to compensate with the pick. You should be able to play. Actually, at one time, I used to play with my thumb. Oh yeah, we never talked about the thumb playing. So one of my biggest influences, I guess, like everybody else, is Wes Montgomery. So I used to play with my thumb. That's a whole different thing too. I forgot about that part. So no, I used to see Wes, and he used to hold his thumb kind of like, and he would actually look like his thumb was so worn out. It was shaped like a pick, I heard. So the thing is now, pick with this thumb too. Pick, you would actually what's the word? Pick down. You could do the sweeping thing too with your thumb. You know who's really amazing with playing with his thumb and as well as his pick is too is George Benson. He can play just as fast with his thumb. He doesn't even need a pick. You know, sometimes he'll just play with his thumb. He's really good at that. Now I heard this guy. If you read about George Benson, you know he learned how to pick with the thumb going with the pick going up like this because I heard he used to just practice, you know, on tour. And he used to be cramped in the car, and so he was picking, like, you know, he had to hold his guitar up like this, and his picking technique, you know, would go up. Now he was really, you know, a child prodigy. He was playing that good, you know, when he was like, I saw videos of him playing 18 years old with who's that guy? Which organ player? You know, some great organ players back then, you know, and he knew how to pick like that quick. And watching an interview with Marcus Miller, he said that all over the house and just practices, whatever, all the time. You know, that's why he's so good. And I even had friends who toured with him, and he just practiced all the time. And that's how his picking technique was so good. Because, you know, he's one of those kind of guys that just becomes so second nature. He just picks up any guitar, makes it sound good. I've heard him play a Stratocaster and it sounds good, or Telecaster, any of those, you know, even a solid body guitar. So, you know, so when you're playing a 7-string, you know, this guitar particularly has these black flat round strings, nylon tape. They're just like, you know, they're regular round flat round string. So there's no, you hear no noise. See that? This string you hear, the 7th string, but the rest are all flat. So there's absolutely no noise. So it's really good for sweeping and stuff, you know, like this. We were talking about playing fast. So when I'm actually playing every note, I'm trying to use more legato with my left hand. So you got to learn how to do that too. So when I'm actually playing really quick, my left hand's doing a lot of, so my picking, I don't have to pick every note. Not like Pat Martino would pick every note. You know, you have to, I mean, it's like, playing that fast, picking every note, sounds too abrasive to me personally. I like to mix it up. I'll go like, see what I'm doing is I'm kind of mixing up the picking with the legato with the left hand. You know, more using. I'm not talking about with legato with your left hand. You know, just not relying only on. It sounds abrasive. I like to make it sound more legato, like a saxophone player. Mix up the picking with, you know, with legato, left hand, Heimer pull off kind of things on the left hand. I'll go like this. I'll go things like, that's a nice thing. See how I'm mixing the legato with the picking? I'm going, see how the pick's coming right off. I might do a hammer on. See, I might go. See, I'll take my picking hand out. So my left hand. So I'm just trying to show you that you don't have to pick every note. I think that they're all picking stuff. It will sound like that. It sounds like when it's picked every note. So you know, you want to get a nice clean sound when you're actually playing. And that's my opinion. Now, some people like the picking sound like that. So I think that's your preference. So when West, so I mean, I was playing with my thumb for a while, maybe 15. So now I think playing with the thumb has such a warm sound. See, I'm not used to playing with my thumb going down and up, but you can practice down and up picking. and picking notes. I think a lot when you're playing with your thumb, also you have to rely a lot on your left hand. At least in my case, a lot of with your left hand and right hand this time, because for me to compensate for the it's not, to me it's not as loud as like Wes would do it, because he really played it. He used to probably flick the, if you hit your thumb like this, what we call rest stroke in classical, a rest on the next string of the string like elastic. Sometimes when I pick more response from the string. Another good technique I forgot to mention, there's so many techniques with, you can actually order the DVDs now for this stuff, so they're so much more reliable. But he had a great video about sweep picking. He did all kinds of weird stuff with sweep picking, really advanced stuff, you know. And another good technique is learn how to mute the strings when you're picking, because when you start recording of stuff, you can hear the string. There's a lot of string noise, that strings ringing. So one good technique is actually playing like a scale. Like a good exercise I like to do is like to learn how to pick and mute with your left hand, so you don't, but to also play one note at a time. This one good technique is playing the A minor pentatonic, let's say the fifth position like this. Okay, and I could just hit every note and learn how to block every note. I'm hitting all 7 strings. Oh, this is the hard part. This is the first string. I have a lot more strings to cover here. So what I'm actually doing is learning how to block the strings with my left hand and playing all to get a clean sound. So you could actually start doing the funky percussive stuff when you're doing funk. So you can technique for picking is learn how to mute with your left hand when you're picking, like I was just doing. See how I'm doing muting, and when I do fingerstyle, you know, I have friends that I had this guitar teacher, Ben Scher, Berkeley, you know, professor, come over. I did like a duet with him at my place, you know, for Mike's master classes. And Ben actually has like fingernails or finger picks attached to his fingers, and so I mean, I basically just use skin when I'm doing picking. Um, um, I think you're talking about my picking hand, I hope. And I just use my skin on my fingers. But people actually grow their nails to play classical. Now, when you do the classical stuff, thanks, Reggie. You know, when you do the classical stuff, you do nails on steel strings. That's the problem. So, you know, we haven't even talked about how to pick on a. So you have to adjust your picking a little bit to get used to these things, because they're round string. My left hands, because if they get a little too long, it starts to interfere with my left hand technique. But as far as my picking, I just have my nails short, and I use skin basically. So I can use my thumb. So sometimes when I use my thumb, most of the time I'm just hitting down. I used to do it a lot at one time, practice like. So I'll use my thumb and first finger, like down, up, down, up. You know, a lot of classical guys do that. Some classical guys, like I see Paco de Lucia, they'll use like their first, you know, the index and middle finger to play like play like crazy fast runs. But they're using nails too, you know. So the nail, when Paco de Lucia was using nails, it had a really strong sound, you know. I mean, they put super glue on there, so there's a break and all that. It's really like a whole world that I'm not saying I'm lazy, but I didn't want to keep up with all that upkeep for your nails to play this stuff. But flamenco guys and all that, they have stuff like that. And classical guys, they have nails. But if you want to see some technique, you should check out the videos with John McLaughlin, I'll do me alone, Popular Lucia, when they have this trio for fast picking technique. They're not particularly playing jazz, but scales, stuff like that, crazy, crazy runs. I mean, they're just like scale runs. This, really played fast. That's a whole different kind of technique. Now, jazz is, I don't want to say more sophisticated. It's just like, I love John McLaughlin and all these guys, but I like to play with more sophisticated legato kind of playing technique. So you got to kind of switch that up together. So I mean, that I use for warm ups. There's different warm ups you can use, like the tremolo. There's sweeping. There's all kinds of different techniques. So if there's any questions, this video after, I think I got basically all the techniques. We talked about hybrid picking, finger picking, thumb picking, a sweeping. We didn't talk much about sweeping down. So my favorite licks to sweep down with is like the 9. Picking a minor 9, like a G minor 9. I like to use that like that sweeping lick. I can use that. When I do it on the second string, a lot of people guitar players do that, which is this. Here's a little different. You're hitting the root there. On the second string, you're going. See that? I can do it that way too. So sweeping down is a really cool thing to do too. All sweeping down. Also, one rule that I forgot to mention was that when you're doing alternate picking, you alternate going. One rule is to go sweep. Is to alternate going down. And actually use down this direction and do up. When going up this direction, you use alternate picking. One rule. I mean, in my case, I just do anything I possibly can to play the phrase the best I can. So if it's some kind of arpeggio, I use sweeping. But sometimes I'll mix up an arpeggio with alternate picking. So the rules you can bring going and using dynamics and every possible thing that you can actually do with your picking. So I suggest listening to different people and trying to learn their picking styles. Not only like just with your pick, just learn how to play. Guitarists. I think jazz guitarists are very limited with limits you to use just the pick and play one note at a time, basically. So if you can do hybrid picking and fingerstyle and learn those techniques too, it opens up your whole world. And what happens is sometimes when you're trying to cover all the parts, it limits you too. So when you're playing just all solo, obviously your solos are really good because you're only playing just one line. And when you start trying to do a solo when you're playing chords, that's a whole, when I had my guest, Sean McGowan on acoustic guitars, on an acoustic guitar takeover I had about a month ago, Sean's great, man. He does the walking bass lines, the chords, and solos at the same time. Now I can kind of do that, but he has it really worked out. And you can hear it's really worked out too, over the, whatever, I'll be going. I want to actually, one good thing to learn is see if you can keep all the bass line, everything going without stopping while you're taking detail to do that. And so that's part of arranging. Joe Pass kind of did it that way, but not exactly. He would do it like, if you listen to his record, I started listening to him recently again, and he was a master of like playing solo stuff, but he's not exactly playing like all the time like a solo and with the chords and bass line going at the same time. You have to have that really worked out. He had a lot of stuff worked out. Sometimes he would do that, but not all the time. He'd start filling in and do. I think I covered a lot of stuff today on picking. And if there's any questions, or after this live stream, please send a comment on the live stream, and let me know if there's any questions. Who is your favorite fingerstyle picking song? Can you play it? Fingerstyle picking song. What do you think? Oh, I don't even know. Oh, one of them is I don't know. One of my favorite fingerstyle songs is Classic Song, but of course I need to practice. But that's one of my favorite, like fingerstyle kind of like. It was a big hit too by Mason. What's his name? Mason Williams, I think. That's Classical Gift. I like this song. My favorite classical, like fingerstyle kind of songs, and these type of things you have to keep up with practice, But that's one of my favorite. So that's a good song for everybody to learn. So Classical Gas, you remember that one by Mason Williams? I think that's his name. I'll have to look it up. Patreon workshop. I'm going to start. I haven't made any of these videos public yet, but I'm going to start releasing these live. Oh, I see another person join. Thank you. For people who joined just now, I just went over all these techniques: thumb picking, playing with your thumb, fingerstyle picking. So at the end of this video, you can actually watch the, you can go back and watch the video again about all the techniques I just went over. And if you have any questions, please post a comment to the video. Hold on. At the end, hold on. Let's see. Comment on playback. So please comment on playback, after you watch the video. Okay, so thank you, everybody. And we'll talk to you soon. Please send me questions on Patreon, and that's www.patreon.com/RonJacksonMusic, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody. I'm live right now. I'm gonna go live right now on Instagram too. So, how's everybody doing? Um. Oh, okay. One person watching, and I'm gonna go live for a little bit, taking some questions. And if there's anything you need to ask me, let me know. Um. Oh, I see some people coming on right now, so I'm gonna play a little bit, and if there's anything you want to ask me, let me know. Let me go live right now on Instagram as well. Okay, and let me play you a song before we start. How's everybody doing? Hey, Aiden. Oh, I see you over there. Okay, Aiden, all the way from somewhere. Now, someone on YouTube just asked me a question. I haven't. They're a great band. I've listened to them a little bit. Hey, let me see. Someone's asking me a question. Let me show that question. What tune is that, Ron? Nice greetings from Maryland. Oh, that's called "I Should Care." Just in case you guys are watching, and you were wondering what that tune was called. And I'm just warming up. I was doing a lot of business the last couple of days, so I'm actually just getting back to playing again. And so I have a lot of announcements to make. For example, next month I'm actually going to start my Indiegogo. So I'm going to be doing another album soon in a tour that's going to be coming in March in the Midwest, and I'm actually going to be doing a fundraiser for my new album. So if you're interested, just please follow my website, follow my YouTube, and on my social media, and you'll hear all about it. Okay, and so that was called. That was called "I Should Care." And someone from Belgium, and just putting his name up there, and Christopher, Jazz Guitar Quest. Great to hear from you guys. And let me see who's watching me on Instagram here. I'm going to say hi to all these people, wave to you guys. And if there's any comments or questions, please let me know on Instagram as well. And just so you know, on Instagram, I have these different kinds of things I have to show you guys. I have too many of these things, but I have an announcement for Instagram where actually donate a badge to me, $1 or $2 or $5. You just go to badges, and hey, it's Yumir. Yumir is my student, and he's gonna be taking a lesson with me tomorrow. Great guitarist, in the New York area, and he's learning how to play 7-string guitar. He just switched to that, so this is a 7-string guitar, everybody. If you have any for me, right? On YouTube and everything else, you can actually see it on the description. You can go to PayPal, etc. And you can pick up this book called Chords at Your Fingertips. It's on my website, okay, ronjacksonmusic.com, and just go there and from this book, okay, and just go to ronjacksonmusic.com and check it out. So, if there any questions, please send them to me or comments. I'm going to answer them. Let me see what's down here. Hey, Dario. I think Dario's in California, but I'm not quite sure again. And how do you fix a crack on guitar finish? You drop your guitar. Someone asked about that, Joaquin. And you know what? I go to a repairman because I don't know how to do that stuff. Just be honest with you. Hey, Luke Artist, all the way from Italy, saying hi from my group on Facebook as well. And thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate you. And on YouTube, and on all these 4 different places. So let me see what other comments I'm getting up here. Let me do something here too. I need to pin this comment. Okay. Let me see this for a second. Let me just paste this real quick and pin this comment. So, yeah, I know. Oh yeah, let me show you. Oh yeah, let me show you. So you know what? This is all for small cracks. Okay. Let me see who that is. Oh, Dario's in Dallas, Texas. Oh, good. I'm trying to get to Texas to play, actually. Oh, good. Chris, if you want to buy my book, Chris, yeah, you can put the discount. We're going to put a discount code for you right now in the comments, okay? And go right to my website and buy it. Now, this is a really cool little pen I got from Home Depot. It's called Repair Markers. But if it's a big crack, well, I can't really help you. You have to go definitely to a music store. But you see these little marks here on my guitar at the bottom, if you can see them. I actually see that little crack right here. Little ting. I use these markers actually to fill them in. I look for the right color, like this color maybe, and then I just take my pen and just go like this. You see that? Those little type of things. If you use a guitar all the time, you're gonna get little chains and things like that on your guitar. And I'm not a big stickler about that, but Yeah, thank you. So we're gonna put a little code up there for you guys to save. I think it's a permanent code right now called, I think it's RJ10. If you want to save 10% on my book, and I have sales sometimes, but so you can pick up this book right here. Right now on my website, I've sold a lot of books. I just actually got a brand new box. Someone's gonna show you the new box that I got. They're gonna hand it to me in a second and show it that right there. Yeah. So I just got a brand new box of books, everybody. So you can learn chord melody. Let me show you. Let me see. So look at this. I just got a whole brand new box. I got I was selling so many books, like tons of them. So get them before they run out again, everybody. So yeah, so that's my book, Chords at Your Fingertips. It's presented by this magazine called Acoustic Guitar Magazine that I write for. I have 2 articles that came out this year about sweep picking. If you're into picking, like I use sweep picking, and about the harmonic minor and the melodic minor scales. So great. Well, would leaving the exposed wood after the crack be fine, or would there be a long? Is actually just go to a repairman. Okay, lines on a simple progression. Oh yeah, okay. So let me show this before we do that. Someone's asking me, could you please provide some solo guitar? Is asking about, could you provide access insight to playing C major, D minor to G7? So the best way to do that is actually do this. Watch this. So if you're playing a C major 7, you play the major scale, the Ionian scale. Now the D minor 7 scale, you D Dorian, and these are all the key of C major. But I don't think like that when I'm actually playing. I'm actually go from C major. If I'm in the, if I'm playing for C major and I go C Dorian, you should play with C Dorian from that root too, or C dominant, or C Lydian. You should be able to change your scales to any scale. C Locrian. So you should be able to play that from any root. Okay, everybody. When I'm practicing forward for rhythm changes because it becomes more difficult. Oh yeah, I understand that. Yeah. So you can practice sequences, guys, too. So that's another thing you do. I could go like it. I mean, this is like 1 3 5 7. Then the arpeggio, all arpeggios. I mean, I'm only doing it for the root position at different licks. Then 2 5. I'm doing 1 6 2 5 the whole time when I'm doing this. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll look that up in a second. That's a good question. Someone's asking me about dyads. So go back. So go back. So get the dyads up for me. Yeah. So anyway, let me play a song before we do that, and then we're gonna go into questions right now. Oh yeah, someone's asking me about Coltrane changes. So you know what's really funny? I took a lesson recently with Mike Stern, the guitar player, and the first thing he says to me, "Why don't we just practice giant steps?" And so I like so we worked on giant steps, and so there's different ways to approach that song, and flat, okay. But basically, you're taking the scale and dividing it into 3 parts. E flat is actually from the Slominski book, wherever my book is right here, which is this book. Okay, Slominski is his name, and he's really great. So John Coltrane went to this section in the book where you actually take the. Let me tell you the section. You take the octave and you play, making the ditone progression. Okay, and the ditone progression. Oh, it's corrupted. Oh wow. Oh, it says about the link is corrupted. Oh. Uh-oh. So I've got to go in there and get it fixed, guys. Oh, my link is corrupted, so I've got to contact my company. Okay, so we'll work on that next. I'm sorry about that, guys. We'll get that. Let me move that banner. So let me remove that banner. Actually, The banner could be like a scrolling banner. Actually, we'll fix that in a second. I'll move the guitar. I'll move the guitar down a little bit like this. Question. So let me play Giant Steps for you a little bit with my well, I'm not gonna play Giant Steps right now for you because I want to try. I'll do it like solo guitar. Ready? Here we go. So hey everybody. So that was Giant Steps. Now, if you have any questions, please let me know. Um, someone had a question about that kind of stuff. Let me see some of the comments here that people as close. Yes, it does actually, Eric. I just actually picked up a favor, but everything it works. You know what I need to do? I'm going to answer a couple more questions because I'm going to have to see what's going on with my website.
Tell them.
Yep.
The link I posted in the comment that is pinned is okay, but do not go to shop. Do it exactly as click on that, not anything. Probably what happened because that one works, but the shop one is not.
Okay, so everybody, the link in the comment. Send me the exact link, please. Okay, that's it. Okay. Okay, so hey everybody. So I'm going to put this in the comments right now. It's already pinned. But if you want to buy my book in my store, someone just told me that you need to go to ronjacksonmusic.com/store. Don't put anything else in there. There's a corrupted link. I think my website is actually working, but that's the problem. I'm going to talk to my website developer. Someone's been trying to hack my site, so we're going to make sure that's straight after this, okay? Go sure. Okay. Okay, so here steps. What's Wonderwall? I don't know that one. Thank you. Huh?
Oasis, Wonderwall.
Oh, Oasis. I don't know that one. Okay, Dario. So anyway, so you can pick up my book if you go to that right link, okay? That's pinned to my comments, okay? Sorry about that, guys. Let me keep answering. I can see the box of the new one. It's in the plastic bag over there. Yep. That would be great. In the bathroom. So anyway, let me see what else is going on here. I want to keep answering some questions. Let me go to YouTube, Instagram. Struggling. Any tips for that? I try to study a little every time to be sure, but I have understood the concepts. But yeah, sometimes theory blows my mind. Theory. I'll tell you, everybody. Theory is really important, but you can be a good musician without theory. So what I suggest that you get a teacher to help you or study with somebody. Now you just have to be able to relate theory to what you're actually playing, and that can be a little tricky. Okay, so and licks. So you have to really be conscious about that kind of stuff. And you know, so when I'm playing, like I know that if I'm playing like let's say I'm playing a C altered scale. So I'm playing through that right now, and I play that really quick, but I know I'm playing it so fast that I can't think of every note. I just remember the pattern. But if I slow it down, then I'll go C altered is actually could be a D flat melodic minor scale, so it's like this. Okay, that's a D flat melodic minor scale starting on C. So I know that's altered, but also I know that this is a C chord, the C dominant 7 chord with a flat 9, sharp 9, flat 13, all those notes. This is actually a flat 9, sharp 9, a third, a sharp 11, a flat 13, a flat 7, all that stuff. So you have to practice it over and over. And to play it is a whole different story. So you have to know to play, you know, melodic minor and use it for altered, and then use it for different, you know, different sequences. So, so you just have to practice over and over, and just study as much as you can. Remember, everything is about repetition. So that's a great question. That's from Luke Artist, one of my friends on Instagram. Thank you for watching. Let me see what else. What other questions are on comments? Let me see. Someone's asking, how do you improvise? Fly Me to the Moon. Okay, I'll play Fly Me to the Moon from Timmy Art. Let me play that. It's one of my favorite songs. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for everybody for watching. Hey, Stevie Ray Vaughan is watching. Oh my God, Stevie Ray Vaughan is watching on YouTube, man. I thought you were. I thought you were. He's probably coming from a different world. Thank you, Stevie. So that was Fly Me to the Moon, a little request. Do you ever use pedals? The pedals right over here that I can't quite reach. Let me see if I can grab them real quick. These are kind of heavy, but look at this. I have a whole pedal board right here. Let me put my guitar down for a second. So, you know, so everybody, just so you know, just be on the lookout. I'm going to be doing my Indiegogo soon, near you soon. In the Midwest, particularly. These pedals I have here, everybody. Watch this. Someone's asking about pedals. Look at this. Oh, I don't know if Instagram can see this, but these are some pedals I use. I used this on a session recently. Take a look. These are a ton of pedals, guys. Hey, someone said Someone said they love Stevie Ray Vaughan's work. He must be working from heaven because Stevie passed away quite a while ago, but he has his own YouTube channel. I love it. I love it. So look at this. These are some of my pedals. I got these from a lot of these from Seymour Duncan. These are great pedals, guys. And I got the the pedal train pedal board, and I got a Voodoo Labs power supply. So I actually did a filming recording session with this recently. So yes, I use pedals. And yeah, thank you, Dario. Those are great. Those are great pedals too. Joyo vintage overdrives. Yeah, so yes, I use pedals. But most of the time I like to play with the clean sound. But when it calls for it, I use pedals. So I got my pedal train here, and I got a bunch more pedals than this. I can't fit them all in this thing, man. And some guys, one of my friends, Alex Skolnick, taking a lesson. I don't know how they loop all that stuff. And I don't know, man. It's like a whole art. I don't know if I have a hard time enough playing the guitar than all these pedals. But so anyway, everybody, I just wanted to go live. And yeah, I have an octave pedal in there. Yeah, I have to do that. So let me show you real quick what I have in here. So it's my pedal train. Watch this. So I have, sorry, Instagram, it might be hard to show you this. But I have like, let me show you. So I have a loop station from Boss, a shapeshifter tremolo from Seymour Duncan called the shapeshifter, the Catalina from Seymour Duncan, which is a chorus pedal, a booster pedal to turn my guitar up if I need to. It just boosts the output of the guitar. Okay. A Palladium gain stage. It's actually like a kind of an overdrive from Seymour Duncan. So these are from Seymour Duncan. Dirty D distortion from Seymour Duncan. I endorse Seymour Duncan. That's why I have these pedals too, guys. So and also this is a distortion pedal. This one, it's a really great one from them, and a volume pedal. Okay, so all these pedals right here from Seymour Duncan are from my endorsement with them. So they're great pedals. Seymour Duncan, go check out their pedals. They're in the pedal company, pedal business now. So for like the last 4 or 5 years, so they're really great. Seymour is actually a good friend of mine. I've known him for like a long time. One of my fans, and thank you. You wanted to hear jazz guitar with overdrive? Actually, on my one of my videos on YouTube and TikTok and all that, I'm playing some stuff on overdrive, some jazz stuff. So check it out. So hey, everybody, I'm gonna get going. I've got to see what's going on with my website and all this other stuff and get off. But follow me. Pick up my book on my website. You can go to the store directly now. That link, and I'm gonna figure out why the other link is corrupted. And if you're enjoying, donate to my actually go for Instagram. You can actually it's pinned to my comments. You can give me a donation at PayPal at Ron Jackson Music. Okay, Venmo, Cash App, all that stuff, all at Ron Jackson Music. Okay, and also you can actually give me a badge if you like. Okay, so you can, and then on YouTube, just go to these pages right now, and you can actually donate to Ron Jackson Music at Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. Okay. May I have a song request? What's that? Oh yeah, I'm gonna take that off right now. That comment. Let me see. Oh yeah, someone's asking about Django Reinhardt. Let me do that real quick. Django Reinhardt's one of my favorite guitar players, everybody. And he's actually, and he was like one of the greats. And he actually played with his fingers like this, seared together, and he was amazing, man. You can actually, if you have two strong fingers, you can actually play a lot of stuff. Two strong fingers. Even my guitar teacher Melvin Sparks, one of them, talked about if you have two strong fingers, you could really play, and he could play, and he was great. One of my favorite guitar players. This does the book illustrate chords you use, Ron? Yes, it does, Dario. Look, actually, a few of my exercises in this book, Dario, is asking a question about this book. For example, I take a melody. First, you learn how to play bass lines with chords, Dario. So there's one of my exercises, a really popular one, actually one of the most popular ones on Acoustic Guitar Magazine, is you learn how to play walking bass lines with chords and comping. Okay, and you build it up to and then another thing I do is chord melody. I take a song like Billy Boy, and I develop the melody. Okay, all the way into like a full chord melody. You can go to my Patreon, and I'm going to be going live on my Patreon about the book itself, but it becomes over chords a lot. And the book is actually all chords. I have just different writers on here, not only me. There's a great guitarist like Adam Levy, who's played with like a bunch of different people: Annie DeFranco, Lisa Loeb, Nora Jones. These are all the writers in the book, everybody. So you can check them out. It's a really great book. Okay, so go check it out and go to my website. You get the 10% off. And thank you, everybody. Um, thank you, Guitar Quest. You just let me show that. Thank you. Ron, can you play the song "So What"? Oh yeah, thank you for the $5 song right now for Guitar Quest. And let me look at the. I want to look at the bass line for a second. And we're gonna play a song request from Christopher DaCosta. Okay, and he gave me a tip for the song "So What," so I'll play him. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Here we go. One, two, three, four, one. All right. Thank you, everybody. From Christopher, and gave me a donation. I really appreciate it. And thank you. It's funny because it's tricky on the 7th and everything, but I really appreciate you guys watching. And so we'll talk to everybody soon. I'll go live. I'll be going live at least once a week on all my channels. And I appreciate everybody. And I remember be on the lookout and for my new album and my new tour. So I appreciate all my fans. Please share my page with everybody. Please follow me everywhere: TikTok, Instagram,
Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Everything is Ron Jackson Music. And so we'll talk. Ron at ronjacksonmusic.com, and we'll talk. And have a great day, everybody. I'm going to get going. I'm going to have to do some things today. I'm going to be seeing some great music tonight with Winard Harper at Moore's Lounge in Jersey City. And he's going to have a great saxophone player named Talib Keyboy, who I work with. And I work with Winard Harper. He's a great drummer. Really great drummer, one of the best around. And keep in touch, support live music and jazz, and support us musicians. And we'll talk soon, everybody, okay? And have a great day. Okay, bye-bye. You can watch the rebroadcast of this after, okay? And I'll see some of the questions I answered, and we'll talk soon. Bye. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. Thank you. Call me after time. I'll do the show.